live. I am ready to go live. We are live. Greetings, humans. Greetings and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods. That's where bears live, people. YouTube's #1 show by a bear. It's great to have all of you with us here today. I had a great time the last time. I want to thank all of the maybe new viewers, new subscribers out there. Hello. We try to do this show every Wednesday and Saturday. Have a little bit of a fun time. The last time we did a watch along. Let me see if I can find it here. Come on, Bear Professional Show. We did the old Dr. No watch along the last time. So I want to thank everybody that came out and watched the video with Bear and checked it out. Really well liked out there, apparently. Well, except for that one guy that hit the old thumbs down button for Bear. But other than that, just let Bear know what the heck's going on, man. Come on. I don't care if you hit the thumbs down button, but But anyways, I wanted to thank everybody out there that checked it out. We don't do this very often, but we try to do this every once in a while, some watch along. So if you are a new subscriber or new viewer out there, I want to thank you. Thank you for checking out, for coming along with the old crazy bear here. We try to do some kind of a wide variety of things here. We do obviously comics, independent comics, a little bit more entertainment show this go around, but comic books and whatnot out there all together with a bear. So thank you all for joining up and hanging out with old bear here. Speaking of comics, let's just go ahead and get right on into it. I've actually got, pardon me, got the burps, people. Just had some Cuban. Delicious. Not a person, the sandwich, for crying out loud. Just had some Cuban sandwich. Very excellent. So anyways, let me find professional show here. Bear, come on, man. Oh, for crying out loud. We do try to promote some stuff out there. Want to promote a little small campaign that would be from the great, from the award-nominated and award-winning Gary Shipman. His great, excellent book, Titan, Nelson Might Volume 3 out there. Still available. If you're new here, it's a website called Indiegogo, so if you want to check that out, go ahead and check it out, people. Some good stuff. Bear would recommend going and checking that out, people. But we usually do a little bit of a campaign updates here. Get some updates. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it with someone we haven't heard from in quite a while. That would be Dan Fraga out here. It's an update. It sure is, people. Hello. He says, I am always, I am ever grateful for everything. Bear too. You have been and done for this campaign. You've been generous with your contribution, your sharing, and your time and patience. I, on the other hand, have been slow as molasses getting you updates, and more importantly, your books. That's true. I'm as frustrated with the situation as you may be, though I've been dealing with something that I've not been upfront with you about. Maybe in some of the IG comments, you've seen him mention Dan Fraga was dealing with some personal issues, but not being specific. Or maybe you noticed that I've not been streaming as often as I used to, or as often as you would like me to be. And for those who have seen me do a drawing stream or have noticed some tremors in his hands, these tremors have been getting progressively worse. Oh my goodness, I hope he's alright here. He says, I haven't mentioned this problem in the past because I didn't know what was going on and didn't want to spook anyone. He says he thought that he could manage it. I was taking some magnesium L-theronate, ask for it by name, which helped a little, and also drinking booze, which really helped, but also messed up my days in other ways. While I was terrified, he said he thought he could handle it. He was wrong, thinking that maybe he has Parkinson's or MS. Decided to go to a doctor to really see what was going on. He's got some good news, though. He does not have Parkinson's or MS. Thank goodness. After blood test, x-rays, yada yada yada, it's been determined that he has severe canal stenosis. In plain English, my vertebrae are progressively growing inward into my spinal cord and outward with the arthritic bone spurs. Ay, ay, ay. Pardon me, people. Still burping. My nerves are being pushed out into the spurs, getting trapped, yada, yada, yada. Let's not go into all that. He says he has better news, though. It is treatable with something called ACDF. We'll just go with that. If you're curious, there's a video. The surgeon is going to do it on his neck, spine on 3 levels, and gives those there. The best news, though, the surgery is happening on May 22nd. I'm certain many of you will have the same questions that he has. He hopes to answer them shortly. When will you get your book? Yes, the book is finished. The surgery will make this happen a lot faster. Pardon me. Will you get your book? Recovery time. I've been told that my throat will hurt the most, being difficult to swallow, etc. For a few weeks. He can return to his desk 3 to 5 days. Pain-wise, the doctor said the most complaint they have is their head feeling heavier for a few weeks. Well, the crown on top, that makes it much more heavier. Are you sure the procedure will fix this? Yes, because the doctor's being double redundant with these treatments. He goes on talking about all that stuff, but he says, thank you for your patience with me. Your kindness is unparalleled, people. Unparalleled. Thankfully, there is a solution. We have the book to look forward to. That and more streaming. He misses it. If you've got any questions, send them his way. See you sooner rather than later. Lucky to have you. Fragga! Boom, he says. Fragga boom. So, gosh, that's painful to even hear about. I hope old Dan Fragga gets back on the road to recovery here pretty quickly. Sounds like May 22nd, so about a week or 2 away. Hopefully that all goes well and we get him back. Also, the book. I mean, that's important to some people, but hey, let's just make sure that he's okay first off. Get the guy going first, and then maybe get some books out there. You know, we have all the people complaining, late books, late books, late books. Well, sometimes there's a reason why, people. There is definitely a reason why. Bear always says, you know, it's if you're backing the book, you know, the people are kind of like the producers on a movie, so kind of holding back all this information, not the most helpful. Just come out, let people know what's going on. You know, you don't have to be super detailed with it, but just let people know what's going on. Let them kind of figure out what they want to do with the situation. Hopefully they're just there and they're just waiting for hopefully a good recovery, and then maybe later on the books. The books less important than Dan Fragga's health there. So there you go, people. There you are. Hopefully he's on the road to recovery right now. Well, no, he hasn't had the surgery just yet, but getting close. Getting very close out there, people. All right, moving along. We've actually got some stuff here from, let me find it here. Where am I going here? There. Come on, man. From Joe Frankenstein. It's neat. Free mini print for sign-up backers. Again, a book that Bear still needs to check out. Crying out loud, it's in the stack here, people. But I thought this was a really interesting what he is doing here. So he's got the sign-up list. You can check it out there. Joe Frankenstein 3, The Eye of Ra. Hey, gang. Hello. This sign-up is for the latest Joe Frankenstein book. Is live. And he says, what's the advantage of doing it ahead of time? When you sign up and purchase the book during the launch window, you'll receive an incredible free mini print. That's that guy right there. Pretty good. I like that. I like the colors in there. I like the colors. And more importantly, people, listen up. Front of the line shipping. That means regardless of your perk level, your books go out first. Bears, gosh, he's been banging this drum for quite a while, saying, like for example, the Godlike. We'll come to that in just a second here, but you know, a lot of people were getting getting their books ahead of time that just got the single issue. And then people that got multiple covers or different tiers, they were getting their books later. So one way to kind of fix that problem, I should say, front of the line shipping. So I'd like to see some more of this. I'd like to see some more. I know Clint Stoker did that for the Fatal book. I know Uncle E is doing that for his Cyberfrog campaign. A little bit different here, probably to help him out just a little bit. The sign-up page. So there you go, front of the line shipping. So if you just can't wait, literally cannot wait to get your Joe Frankenstein, there you go, front of the line. Signing up doesn't cost you a thing, and you're under no obligation to purchase anything. He says signing up ahead of time helps me gauge interest in the project. This will be an exciting launch on May 24th. Hope you'll be there. And if you've missed out on 1 and 2, you can order them below. Of course, you got to pay a little bit extra. If you're waiting around, you got to pay just a little bit extra there if you didn't get it ahead of time. So there you go. At least he's offering it. It is on. Let me see. Do I have Compass? 1 second here, people. Do I have that? I do not. I do not. I need to add that. Let me make a note here. Let me see. Do A, B, C. That would come after B. Let me do the Compass Comics. There we go. That helps bear out just a little bit. G-R-H-A-M. There we go. Graham. Bear had some ham earlier. There we go. Graham Nolan. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. Good to see P-Money here. Hey, beer at a restaurant with my daughter. She says hi. I hope it's not Red Lobster. Got a story about that here in just a minute. She also asked, how did movie night go? I said it was great. We watched James Bond. She said, I have no idea what that is. I am a... Let's see, what is that? For crying out loud, it's got the heart in the way. What does that say? Gosh dang it, man. Freaking... Let's see. I am sad now, he says. Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Yeah. You know, honestly, well, thank you, P-Money. Thank you for coming by, hanging out with Bear. It's always a good time there. I was a little worried myself. A 60-plus-year-old film. You're like, I don't know. And then people have kind of their own idea what James Bond is, and then you kind of go with the very first film, and it's a little bit different. So Bear was a little bit apprehensive there on how people would take that, but apparently done really well. Over 800 people have checked it out, so thank each and every one of you out there. Appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. Which, speaking of which, by the way, let me find it here. Oh, that was Godlike. We'll get to the Godlike here in just a second. Let me just run through it real quickly. Godlike, it is shipping now. He just wants to let everybody know that if you've gotten a change in address, let him know right there at that email, johnmalin@gmail.com. Greetings. We're right in the middle of fulfillment for the Godlike main campaign, a second chance campaign if you missed out. We'll be up in a few weeks. So far I've shipped Volume 1 single tier. This is what we were talking about earlier. Ascendant add-on tiers going out this week and are knee-deep in the creator signature tier. These are the 3 largest tiers. After this, we'll be knocking out the rest of the tiers at a faster pace. So there you go, people. There you go. If you got it and you've moved, make sure you let John Malin know out there. It's kind of the downside when you take a little bit longer than you thought you would on your book. Sometimes people might be moving around. So just make sure you got that taken care of, people. Taken care of. So anyways, and finally, get out of the way so I can do the thing. Crying out loud. From Shane Davis, people. Well, actually, Yanzi Lin, Saver of Bear's Camera. Fulfillment over halfway done. And now he's got Rex 3 that you can sign up for. Hello, 9 Live comic supporters. We've been hard at work fulfilling all of the orders. Look at all those orders right there. Holy cow. That's a lot of orders. And we are over halfway done with fulfillment for the campaign. We'll move on to the second chance orders once all the book orders for the original campaign have concluded. How dare you? Bear actually can make note of that. Let me see. Did I do it right? Come on, Bear. Please tell me I did this right. Yeah, there we go. There is. Bear got his copy right there, people. There we go. There's the Shane Davis and, of course, the Dale Keown. Dale Keown cover. So look forward for a box open coming soon to a YouTube near you. So I got that just the other day. Some good stuff. Some nice swag over there. I like the cover. I like the. There we go. I like Shane's cover. Not that Dale Keown did a bad job, but pretty good. I liked it. Liked it quite a bit, people. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out there for Shane Davis's book. Unless you're Timmy McDimerson, then I'm sorry. The book is gone. The book is gone, people. Anyhow, do they have anything else? Looking forward to hearing your feedback and reviews. Yes, indeed. Are you excited as we are for the continuation of Inglorious Rex? So be sure to sign up, pre-launch, yada, yada, yada. You can go check it out on their website. It is down in the description. Go ahead and check that out if you want to. Thank you for your support. We hope you will join us on part 3 of our Inglorious Rex story. So there you go, people. Something to look forward to out there. Let's see. Let me go back to it because speaking of P-Money here, I actually had this right here. Let me get to it here, people. Get right on to it. Where is it? Let me get you people in there. There we go. Go for that. And on to the news, people. Very important news. Close to Bear's heart, actually. Red Lobster hired auction company before shuttering 50 restaurants. May file for bankruptcy next week. From the New York Post and Lisa Ficker. What? Come on, man. If you want Bear to say your name, make sure you can be able to pronounce it. We'll go with Lisa F. Lisa F. out here at the New York Post. Red Lobster hired a liquidation company on short notice before unexpectedly closing dozens of locations this week and is expected to file for bankruptcy as early as Monday. Auction company was retained very recently to sell off the furniture and equipment at 50 of the shuttered Red Lobster restaurants. The firm's founder, Neil Sherman, told the Post. We've never seen as many locations be closed and auctioned off at the same time, and we've been doing this for 37 years, he says. The final bids, get your bids in now, people, are due Thursday. That's tomorrow. Holy yoy. The nation's largest seafood chain, known for its all-you-can-eat shrimp deal. What about salmon? I mean, I'll take shrimp, but we need to have an all-you-can-eat salmon. Maybe that's why they keep the bears out of the restaurant. Recently informed vendors that a Chapter 11 filing was imminent after it failed to find a buyer or reel in new investors. I see what you did there. According to a bankruptcy attorney. They've been planning to file for a while, the lawyer said, who spoke with one large vendor. The Orlando, Florida-based company, I didn't know that, which had 650 locations nationwide, before the sudden closures, had been mulling for bankruptcy, reportedly last month. Late Tuesday, the Wall Street Journal reported that Red Lobster plans to file for bankruptcy before Memorial Day. That'll be a day to remember there. And will use the process to get out of onerous contracts with those dirty landlords. The move could trim hundreds of millions of dollars in debt. There you go. We'll be closing the doors. You will be missed. And also, more importantly, your money will be missed, I'm assuming. One would assume. Red Lobster had been struggling for years, but the final straw appears to have been the money-losing $20 all-you-can-eat shrimp promotion last summer, which cost the company $11 million. That's a lot of shrimp. That is a lot of shrimp, people. Holy cow, that's pretty crazy there. The company's largest shareholder, that would be Thai Union, what? A publicly held company with a 49% stake, announced in January that it would be exiting its investment shortly after the shrimp fiasco. You never want to have a shrimp fiasco. That's horrible. Imai says, apparently they lost lots of money from their endless shrimp deal. What was it? $11 million. Crazy. Grant a wish and you could be a lobstar. Ha ha! Sorry he's out of work there. But seriously, if you're going to Red Lobster in Florida, I don't know, man. Something ain't right with you there. Something ain't right with you. I don't know, man. The Bangkok-based seafood supplier, try saying that 3 times fast, raised the price of shrimp deal by $5 by the fall, but still lost money on the promotion. Ay. We knew the price was cheap, and the idea was to bring in more traffic in the restaurants. Yeah, well, you just had that one guy just eating endlessly. That's all. We need to be much more careful regarding what are the entry points and what is the price point we're offering for this promotion. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. What? What the hell? Come on, man. What's going on here? 1 second here, people. YouTube's giving me issues. Poor streaming. Well, that goes par for the course, people. Par for the course. I apologize, people. We've had some issues around here where Bear's been living, so minor miracle that we're even online here. Thai Union, which brought into the brand in 2016 and increased its stake in 2020, took a $530 million write-down on an investment. Ay. Okay, we're back. We're back, people. Back and better than ever. Anyways, there we go. New York Post, Lisa F. Red Lobster, just going bankrupt. Who could have predicted? Who could have predicted that, for crying out loud? Alright, moving along here, we've actually got a number of entertainment stories here. Kind of some interesting stuff. We've actually got kind of a sort of a theme out there, so, hey, Clippers out there. Clippers! I know you're clipping all the time out there. You might want to stay tuned for this one. Well, not this story specifically, but just stay tuned, people. Zack Snyder, oh boy, would have destroyed Superman. Oh boy, maybe that James Gunn fellow wasn't too bad after all. To reclaim heroes' humanity and finish Henry Cavill once and for all. Though stranger things have happened, Henry Cavill may never get to finish his story with Superman, with the old Gunn and DC Studios moving on with Cord, Sweat, and Horseface as their non-plussing costume reveal are another story. What a mess. Bear heard that apparently he took that on set one day and just thought it was kind of funny and goofy and decided to put that out. And it's like, what? Why? Don't you understand that that's going to be the promotional material for quite a while? Destroy Superman, SP Money. Didn't Justice League already do that? Oh no, they're going to kill him again. Twice. Returning to Cavill, we cannot know if his arc would have gone according to plan, although the Snyder knows he wanted to end it, which he explained to GQ. Pardon me, in a career retrospective. Oh, for crying out, what career? Seriously? I mean, okay, I know people like 300, that's fine. I thought his best one was the zombie movie, and it was all downhill from there, so I don't know what people were... Rah, Zack Snyder, he's the greatest. No, not really. As opposed to finishing the arc in a proper Man of Steel trilogy, Snyder would have played things out through his Justice League trilogy, been 12 hours long. which Superman would be brought to his lowest and turned to the dark side, people. He was going to have to succumb to the anti-life. Anti-life, isn't that death? I don't know, whatever, man. Be destroyed, turn the clock back, and get his chance for this battle against the dark side. Snyder affirmed. He would add, if you will, that would have finished his trilogy of becoming this Guardian and sort of return him to his humanity. He wasn't human, he was an alien, for crying out loud. Snyder's cut of the Justice League and its two unmade sequels would have tried to give Avenger Endgame a run for its money. Boxed in by an evil, brainwashed Superman, Batman and the remaining Justice League would have used time travel, for crying out loud, to undo the Knight Mirror. The final act was to accumulate in an epic battle between Apocalypse's forces and the people of Earth led by the League. Superman would have fought Darkseid, but Lex Luthor and Batman would have pulled the Tony Stark stunt and sacrificed themselves to stop the invasion. Oh, that's so nice. That's really nice of Lex Luthor to do that. You know, we all know selfless Lex Luthor out there, you know, just looking out for the little guy. He's looking out for the little guy. None of that came to pass and may have even ended up a canon under the direction of all these people running DC films. After The Flash and Black Adam, the next proposed phase for Superman was for Henry Cavill, was a Man of Steel sequel, co-starring Sasha Calle as Supergirl, and with Brainiac as the alleged villain. So there you are, people. I actually liked Sasha Calle. I thought she did a pretty good job there. Not too bad at all. That's it. That is it, people. That is completely it. That's no more. No more for Henry Cavill. We just got his look-alike. Putting on boots. There you go. One boot. If Superman could fly... Okay, I'm sorry, people. It's just kind of a thought here. If Superman could fly, couldn't he put both boots on at the same time? Much less pants? I mean, why is he taking so much time to put boots on? That's what Bear would ask. I mean, what's the big deal, man? I mean, really, it's just... You know, you're Superman, for crying out loud. I mean, freaking bullets bounce off of you. Are you worried about stepping on a Lego or something like that? I know that hurts. But for Superman? Really? I'm not so sure about that. Not so sure about that. Alright, I know everyone was in anticipation of this next story here. Bear doesn't care. Not one iota. BBC Doctor Who Cares. Branded woke and unwatchable as TV ratings plummet following return to screens. Bear has a point here, people. Just hold on. Hold on, Clippers. We're getting to you. Getting to you in just a second. Speaking of Clippers, Cuddy. Oh, Cuddy. Cuddy got at the helm, kicked off on Saturday night. Wow, that just looks fascinating. Look at there. I mean, look at that. That's just some amazing work right there. Doctor Who? Fans have been left well and truly divided by the latest regeneration of the long-running sci-fi show. Pardon me. The burps. Helmed by Russell T. Davies, and fronted by new Doctor... I'm just going to call him Cuddy. Cuddy and Ruby out here. The latest series style has always promised to break away from its predecessors, not the least thanks to a huge injection of funding from Disney. Interesting. Very, very interesting. The series is shipped in the U.S. Streamed, maybe. Streamed in the U.S. via its streaming service Disney Minus. And it's CGI. That's what we all know Doctor Who for. It's great CGI. Increased production value, we're plain to see through the double bill opener, I'm sure. Fans were introduced to old Cuddy, as well as a new crop of baddies, including the boogeyman and controversial new villain, Maestro, a.k.a. Jinx Monsoon. Oh, for crying out loud, another tranny. The Doctor's new adversary is played by American drag artist. An artist. I like that. Drag artist. On a drag queen. Interesting. I'm going to start using that from now on. The drag artist formerly known as a man. There we go. I like it. We're going to have to use that. Who's since gone viral following the show's return for correcting another character for using him. It wouldn't be the 2020s without somebody getting corrected for using their pronouns improperly. There were also cameos from Strictly Come Dancing favorites. Shirley Ballas and Johanna's whatever, as the second episode of the double bill ended with a bizarre musical number. Listen, I can't not watch Doctor Who any more than he already is, so I don't know if you're trying to make sure that continues to happen here. There were some semblances of Doctor Who from yesteryear, however, with a mention of the classic character, the Rainy, as well as Doctor's adopted home planet of... Listen, people, I don't watch the show. I really don't care, so whatever. His home planet. I mean, all in all, the overhaul of the sci-fi show to seemingly incorporate gender politics and change the look of the series has left plenty to be desired by many watching at home, including P. Money, who says, so when does Doctor Who cross over with the MCU and try and boost ratings? Whose ratings? Whose ratings would be boosted there? They're both in the toilet, for crying out loud. In fact, the overnight ratings for the BBC One premiere on Saturday night consisted of an underwhelming 2.6 and 2.4 million per installment. Man, they saw the first one and like 200,000 people were like, yeah, I'm checking out of this one. It's worth noting that these figures did not take into account streaming players on iPlayer, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. Why does it go small here for crying out loud? Following the return of Doctor Who, social media was soon awash with reactions. Who would have thought? One ex-user slammed the new series and its new look after the cast and crew told the old Doctor Who fans to stop watching in favor of the modern audiences. The current Season 2 episode premiere received their lowest ratings in the show's history. R.I.P. Doctor Who cares. Sector looked at the new villain. The Maestro is probably one of the worst things I've ever seen. No exaggeration. Hashtag R.I.P. Doctor Who cares. Meanwhile, a third fumed. R.I.P. Doctor Who cares. Wow. Well, Doctor Who cares is totally unwatchable now. Maybe have a Doctor Who series again instead of a platform for gender politics and radical left-wing ideology. Go woke, go broke. It's true, but it's not true. Again, cutters out there. Clippers. Where's my clippers at? Clip this. Clip this right here, what Bear just said. Platform for gender politics and radical left-wing ideology. Clip that. Hold on to that for 1 second. 1 second here. The last couple seasons of Doctor Who Cares were mediocre at best and began to slide into an LGBTQ+++ agenda. I noticed there was a new run, so I started to watch it, only to find it landed hard in the LGBTQ+++ agenda. R.I.P. Doctor Who Cares. Yada, yada, yada. So, anyways, they go on. There's some still supporting old Cuddy's debut out there. Paid plants. Paid plants, one would say. So there you go. That was GB News and Alex Davies out here. GB News. There you are. All right. Moving from Doctor Who to something a whole lot better here. From Variety. Can cons. Try saying that 3 times fast. Can cons save Megalopolis? Francis Ford Coppola prepares to unveil his $120 million epic as controversy builds. When Francis Ford Coppola arrived, by the way, this is Brent Lang in Variety. Grab a drink. When Francis Ford Coppola arrived in Cannes in 1979 to premiere an unfinished version of Apocalypse Now, he'd endured a gauntlet of bad press. His Vietnam saga's budget kept ballooning. forcing Coppola to offer his car, his home, and even the profits from The Godfather as collateral to cover overages, rather. The production was biblically plagued. Its original star, Harvey Keitel, I didn't know that, was fired days into shooting. His replacement, Martin Sheen, suffered a near-fatal heart attack. That's not funny, but haha. A typhoon destroyed much of the set, and a shoot intended to last 6 weeks stretched over 16 months. Then the chattering classes Apocalypse Now had all the markings of a cinematic catastrophe. It turned out to be quite the opposite, people. In a press conference at Cannes, Coppola was blunt. There were too many of us. We had access to too much money, too much equipment, and little by little we went insane, he says. 45 years later, Coppola is returning to Cannes with his latest epic, the Megalopolis, a $120 million examination of greed. That's kind of ironic. Greed and idealism set in a futuristic America that premieres on Thursday. Like Apocalypse Now, the film has been beset by one bad headline after another. Coppola alleged. Actually, let me find it here. Hold on one second. We don't need to talk about it. We can actually check it out. 1 second here. Do the thing with the thing. Do the thing with the thing. Here we go. Let's check it out. Let's check it out together, people. There we go. Let me see if I can do the sound on here. This actually looks really good, to be honest with you. That's pretty cool. I mean, you hate to use the word visionary, but this looks like really, really, far out there. In a good way. A fable. Oh, it's a fable. Oh, interesting. Oh, Larry Fishburne. All right, good deal. In IMAX. Well, maybe, possibly. We'll see. Let me do the thing with the thing. Nope. God dang it. Oh, stop. There we go. There we go. Get out of there. So there is the trailer for that. Hold on. Just dang it. Do the thing with the thing. There we go. All right. Test. La, la. There we go. All right, it works. All right. So, anyways, there was the trailer. It actually looked really good. I know some people are kind of lambasting it, but it looked really, really good to bear. It's almost one of those things where it's like, oh, it's one of those independent films, and then they hired the director to do another Marvel movie. Anyways, please don't make a Marvel movie, Francis Ford Coppola. So, anyways, there is that. Premiering Cannes on Thursday. Like Apocalypse Now, the film has been beset by one bad headline after another. Coppola allegedly ran a chaotic set, smoking pot, leaving cast and crew members waiting and behaving in an old school manner with female extras on the set. How dare he? How dare he? According to a bombshell report in The Guardian. But even before that story broke, a screening that Coppola hosted for studio executives and fellow filmmakers in Los Angeles generated bad buzz. Oh, for crying out loud. It left many viewers baffled. One described the movie to Variety as badass, while others dismissed its critical and commercial prospects. Oh. But will cons, turn out to be a redemption tour for Coppola, who has been able to defy the skeptics in the past? Or is Megalopolis going to be a late career disaster for an artist who's also produced his share of costly duds along with his masterpieces? Yeah, Godfather trilogy, Apocalypse Now. I mean, yeah, just horrible movies out there. If nothing else, the Guardian story has made the prospect of selling the film to a distributor even more challenging. So let me back this up just a little bit because it needs a little bit of explanation. Okay, P Money asked a good question. We talked about a budget, so $120 million. So it needs to make $300 million to succeed. Hold on. Hold on to that just a second. Hold on just a second. This is completely different than 99.9999% of the movies out there being, well, it's not in the theaters yet, but being put into the theaters today. Most of the time, what happens is, let me just use Coppola for example. Coppola wants to make the movie. He goes to a studio and he says, "Hey, I've got this good idea for a movie that I want to make. We've kind of guesstimated the budget will be, let's just say, $100 million." The studio takes a look at that and says, "Oh, well, let me give you a couple notes." They go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Studio finally comes back and says, "Well, we like your movie, you're a classic director and all this stuff. We're going to give you, $60 million. We're gonna take most of that profits from you anyway." So that's normally how that's made, and then you go out, you make your movie, show it to the world, and all the studios are the distributors. We'll get to that in just a second. Clippers, get ready. Get ready out there, Clippers. This is completely different. Pretty much the only other film you can compare it to, unfortunately, is the Star Wars prequels, where George Lucas financed that himself, and it was essentially one of the largest independent films ever made, as far as money goes. So he made it himself, and then let's see, I think it was Fox, it was 20th Century Fox that distributed it. There might have been a worldwide distributor as well, I can't remember, but anyways, Fox distributed it, and then they kind of split, I don't know how it went, but essentially split the profits there. This is the same thing along these lines. Francis Ford Coppola, he sold his vineyard in California to finance that. So the $120 million that you see is all his money that he put up there. So a little bit different. So let me get a little bit further into the article and we'll explain that a little bit more. Quote, "It's very difficult, a movie from a marketing perspective," they said. Who has seen the film and thinks it's very impressive, including Bear. Other more adventurous insider players said there is a way to eventize this marketing continuum and bill the film as undefinable. Pardon me. After the Los Angeles screening, one attendee said he thought the film was actively effing with risk-averse industry, rather. This is Coppola tearing down the modern template of Hollywood. Can I buy 2 tickets? Put beer down for 2 tickets. I'm going to see it in the theater. Put beer down for 2. Initially, Coppola was determined to sell the film himself and forego working with a sales agent. And after recently firing CAA, can I buy 3 tickets? Beer's already bought 3 tickets already. It's not even out. He also has been working with a personal agent. Without a personal agent. 4 tickets. 4 tickets. I'm already there. I've been following the disappointing screening that drew most of the major studio heads, a group that typically doesn't acquire big budget movies because they make them. They're not in the business of buying somebody else's movie because they don't get as much money on the back end. Coppola began working with international sales outfit Goodfellas ahead of the festival and on the grounds in Cannes. Goodfellas has sold the film in multiple foreign territories, including France. Notably, these individual territories did not have the rights to paid video on demand or streaming options for Megalopolis, perhaps to lure in a big streaming service who could prop up the movie for global subscribers after the theater rolled out. Oh, well, again, that's two totally separate things. One's streaming, one's in the movies. We'll get to that in just a second. While the Gordian story is an unwelcome headache for Coppola and Goodfellas, some buyers feel that it wouldn't impede its ability to ultimately find a U.S. distributor. Clippers, wake up! Clippers, get ready! We're getting to the point here. Believe me, it took a little bit of time, but we're getting to that point, Clippers. In this case, my gut feeling is no, they continue. I'm sure there was an old-fashioned out-of-step behavior not to be condoned. However, in this context, the movie will stand or fall on its own merit, said one buyer. Sources say Coppola is looking for a distributor that will release Megalopolis in the fourth quarter of 2024, where it will mount an awards season. A24, another one, might be coming in to do that. Let's see. They don't believe the movie has much Oscar potential beyond technical categories. I thought it looked pretty good. And they fear that Coppola will be an overly demanding partner. By the way, what other movies had that sort of unique look? They had another, I didn't get it. They had kind of a short vignette, a little scene that they had where he's climbing up, I forget, Chrysler Tower, one of those places in New York. And he's like gonna go over the edge, but he's got some sort of time backwards thing that he's working with. So instead of falling over, he kind of like stops, and he's like hanging over the edge. I was like, wow, that's actually pretty cool. And then the clouds are glowing over his head. It actually looks really good. It looks good, people. Take it from here. All right, where are we? Oscars. Anyways, I can't see another. Maybe the Furiosa movie. Kind of an interesting look there as well. Other than that, I don't know. Another buyer also said the negative press following the screening for studio heads, coupled with the Guardians piece, may even help Megalopolis find a home. The way that it's been set up is that they had a bozo screening for all the people who really don't buy movies. They wouldn't know a Baratoli movie had hit them in the butt, people. That's true. Now that they're here, it's an underdog movie, and everyone's kind of pulling for it. Cons with its audience of cinephiles may provide a warmer reception for Megalopolis than the one that greeted it at the earlier industry screening. However, Coppola faces another test on Friday. The cons, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. In the case of Apocalypse Now, Coppola ended up having the last laugh, though some critics were initially dismissive. Estimations of the film have only grown over the years and now considered one of the greatest movies ever made. But even in 1979, cons seemed to recognize Coppola's film for the masterwork that it is. Apocalypse Now went on to share the Palme d'Or with The Tin Drum. Yeah, we all know that one. Perhaps Megalopolis will have a similar happy ending. P-Money says, science fiction movies never get the best picture. Closest is Lord of the Rings, and that's not sci-fi at all. Yeah, that's more that's fantasy. That's not even close to sci-fi. I don't know. They had, yes, Oppenheimer really isn't science, not really science fiction there. Maybe, might be right there. You might be right. All right, Clippers. All right, here we go. Ready? All right. Count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. This is why Comicsgate is different than what we would call Filmgate out there. Okay. So one of the reasons, one of the problems that he has here. I'm just gonna leave it on Adam Driver here for just a second. That's a nice little suit that he has on there. One of the differences between comics books and movies, many differences there, but if you're going the independent route, like Francis Ford Coppola here is, he made his own movie. He had $120 million of his own cash that he put down on the table and said, I believe in myself. I'm going to go make this movie with my own money. Okay? Let's compare that a little bit with comics. You have plenty of people out there, maybe like an Eric July type out there that put his own or maybe investor money out there into a project that he totally believed in, get it out there. How did he distribute it? He got it out through his own website. Let's look at Comicsgate. Clippers, wake up. Comicsgate, how are they distributing their product? They are distributing it through themselves. They bring in the money maybe externally through like Indiegogo, Find My Comic, that sort of stuff. But then they go out, they do all the things that they need to do, coloring, lettering, printing, and then distribution. I got it. Hold on, where is it? There we go. See, there you are. A independently produced comic book that's in Bear's Claws right now. That'd be Inglorious Rex. Go check it out, people. Completely different than movies. Completely different out there, people. Let me go back here. There we go. Here's Adam Kramer. Guess who holds all of the cards? All of the major companies out there. Actually, I've got it right here. Let's go through it, people. Let's go through it here. We were looking at that the last time. Paramount. Let me see if I can move this here. There we go. So, you got the whole list here. Netflix, Warner Brothers, Netflix again, Comcast, that's, not Paramount, that's, Universal. Universal out there. Disney, Paramount, Comcast again, Netflix again, Cinemax, Amazon, MGM out there. So there you go. You have 7, 8 major studios out there. Maybe consolidating to 7. We'll see what Paramount does here. That's it. That's all you got. That's all you got. So you have people out there saying, go woke, go broke. Or on the flip side, hey, Clippers, wake up. You have people on the flip side that say, hey, all those zeros out there, it's, Nerdrotic and, A and Z and the other people out there, why don't they make their own movie? Why don't they make their own movie? Okay, let's say Nerdrotic has $120 million, his own money, makes his own Star Wars. Who's going to distribute it? How's it get distributed? Oh, well, we'll just put it on the web. Okay, how's he going to monetize it? Oh, well, you do the thing with... Okay, well, how do you prevent piracy? Oh, well, no answer. Hey, Clippers, let's get on this. Let's get on this right here. So that's the difference. Bear would be at the front of the line for Filmgate. Filmgate out there. I'd be right up there at the top, man. Right up there at the top. We got a little problem here. Little problem. Even the great Francis freaking Ford Coppola with $120 million has a hard time distributing his film. So why are all these people here? Whoops, not that. Never mind. Come on, Bear. Thing with the thing. Here we go. Why are all these people paid all these big bucks? To make a bunch of money? No, they're not. In fact, hold on. Let me find it here. 1 second. Do the thing with the thing. Hold on, Clippers. 1 second, Clippers. From Grover Street, revising its 2024 global box office projections, $32.3 billion. Looks like it's great, right? $32.3 billion global box office in 2024 would represent an approximately 5% decrease year on year. 18% behind 27 to 2019. So you want to tell me that these guys are in it for the big bucks? They're bringing in all the money? No. Go woke, go broke, but they're not going broke. They're going woker and woker. Why? Because they own the distribution model. They own all that stuff. So that's why they can put out, stupid Cuddy out there and Doctor Who Cares. We're gonna market this to kids as far as Disney Plus goes, come on, watch Doctor Who with the drag queens. Pardon me, drag artists. Yeah, let's do that. That's why, people. Their message is more important than making money out here. So that's why even poor Francis Ford Coppola, $120 million of his own money, can't find anybody to distribute it. They're not going to lose a whole lot of money because they don't have money into it other than just putting it out into theaters. Unless he requires it being on film. If it's on digital, you make one copy and send it out all around. That's it. That's all you got to do. Maybe pay for server space. And then maybe the accounting to bring the money in and distribute it. That's it. There's hardly any risk to putting out this movie because you don't have a whole lot of skin in the game. So why don't they do it? Because they don't like what he's talking about. That's why. That's why, people. Clippers, I hope you got all that. I hope you understand why. Even though you want it, listen, totally with you. Hey, why don't you guys, Beer said in the past, why not just buy some stock? Disney or Warner Brothers or whatever, go to the shareholder meeting. Make a big video of it. That would be worth it. You try to go make the next Star Wars film. Okay, great. Terrific. How are you going to distribute it? That's the question. That's the rub right there. That's what Comicsgate figured out. How to distribute and also promote your comic book. It's a little bit cheaper to make a comic book than a movie, of course, but there you go. You got to figure out the distribution model. That's the key, people. That is the key. P-Money asked difference between comics and movies. I honestly enjoy comics over movies, but I prefer books over movies any day, he says. One of those readers out there. Don't show the woke crowd that list. The pictures are filled with old white men. That's true. That is true. That is true. All right, people. In our long list of stuff, we went from crypto to NFTs, and now we're on to the AI, people. So we gotta come up with a great AI story for you people. Also from Variety, and doesn't say. Some person. Maybe it's written by an AI. You never know. Never know. Lip. Oh yeah. Take a drink, beer. There we go. Lip sync dubbing beta test begin in Hollywood, they say. Lip sync dubbing for content localization is a compelling early use case of generative AI that's gaining traction now among the studios, people. In contrast to AI dubbing, which handles the creation of speech tracks, localizing contents with lips, for crying out loud. Lip syncing applies only to the visuals, specifically using deep learning models to realistically alter screen actors' mouth, and facial movements to synchronize with the dubbed audio. So essentially just CGI over the mouth, apparently. While synthetic voices could be used for the dub, so far companies have tended to use human actor voice performances in collaboration with localization networks. Holy cow, that's a long sentence. Capabilities can even extend beyond faces to visually translate text depicted in a scene, such as a street sign or a TV news ticker. That's interesting. So it would go from alto to stop. Very cool. The proposed potential for lip sync dubbing of premium content is a more immersive experience and more global hits. Because lip sync dubbing has never previously been achievable with VFX, it represents a new cost for businesses. The one studio are betting that will pay off by growing more and more deeply engaged audiences. The conversation changed completely when a few people saw it in action and realized they were watching a film that just felt like an English language film, but it actually wasn't. The difference did shock us all how much better it was. said Scott Mann, the co-CEO at generative AI film Flawless. Until they hallucinate. The more exciting use of this text are doing things that VFX could never do. Let's see. It's more of a one-to-one innovation versus a one-to-one... Wait, an O-to-one. More like an O-to-one innovation versus a one-to-one or one-to-two innovation. I have no idea what that means. None whatsoever. Several major Hollywood studios are currently beta testing lip sync dubbing version. Okay, let's try that again. Beta testing lip sync dub. Beta testing lip. Third time. All right, cut. Beer needs his own beta testing of lip. Beta testing lip sync dubbed version of film and TV studios to ultimately decide whether they lift audiences' reach and engagement enough to be worth the investment longer term. There you go, people. So they're going to be setting it up in the next 12 months. So if you see some Chinese films or Indian films on your screen and like, wow, that's some really good English that they're speaking, take a closer look. It might be an AI. How do they pronounce it? Lip sync dubbed. Lip sync dubbed. There you go. Whew. Try saying that 3 times fast. It's hard, people. That's why you have a professional like Bear here. Hopefully the Clippers didn't clip that part. I don't want that part clipped. Clippers, don't do it. Don't do it at all. Oh gosh, darn it, P-Money. Lip sync dubbing, isn't that what they do in animation? No. It's a little bit different, I think. Having the cartoon drawn lips move the way the voice actor spoke. Oh, well, maybe so. But they're doing it with AI, with actual people, actual, actors out there. They might be, Korean actors speaking Korean, but they would just kind of like the old Godzilla movies where they'd be like, well, you can't see Bear, but they'd be like, Godzilla, they'd be talking for like 5 minutes, but only one word would come out. So probably a little bit like that. They would just kind of like, I don't know, I guess, ghost out the mouth and then replace it with like an AI version of it that kind of moves with, they're talking about doing it with human voice actors, but they could do it with a synthetic voice, as they say here. We'll see, but they would match that up. So blah 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 blah. They would move the mouth with what they're saying there in English or Spanish or I don't know, Farsi or Portuguese, Chinese, Canadian. Who knows? Who knows out there? So very interesting. I thought that was a very interesting way of doing AI. I'm not sure how the recently signed Actors Guild contract works out with that. I remember, was it Justine Bateman? Wait, was that who? She was warning. She was ringing the bells on AI, saying, "Hey, we're going to be taking a bunch of work out of people." So we'll see. We're keeping an eye, much like Bear did with the crypto. Keeping an eye on the old AI out here. Very skeptical of AI, people. Yes, indeed. So there you go. There is that for you good people. Hope that made a little bit of sense out here. Let's see, I want to write that in a comment dozens of times to mess with Bear. Beta testing, lip sync, dubbing, beta test, lip sync, dubbing, beta test, lip sync, dubbing, beta testing, lip sync, dubbing. I did it! That's why Bear is a professional. Sometimes. Semi-professional out here. But I did it. Did it that one time. That one time. I couldn't do it in the article. But I could do it for old P-Money when he's trying to trip old Bear up. I said, ha! Not this time, man. Not this time at all. I kind of like the thumbnail that we did here today. I need some Serenity Now. Oh. Oh, Serenity Now. Okay, there we go. Just like that. Just like that, people. All right, once again, we actually have probably coming up. Oh, gosh, I don't know, people. I had a little bit of an issue with it here recently, but we got the Inglorious Rex in, so we're gonna be checking that out here pretty shortly. Looks pretty good. I like the colors in there. Look really good. Some of the swag looks pretty excellent there. And the two covers looks great. Shane and Dale looked really good. Looked really, really well out there. So look forward to that coming up. I hope to have it this week, but it might be next week. I'm having some issues. I'm having some issues with the lip dubbing syncing. There you go. So there you go. Oh, I got to put this up here. How do I highlight this comment? How do I highlight? Let me figure out how to do that. I'm going to highlight this sucker. Let's see. No, not put user in timeout. There we go. Pin. There we go. There you go, P-Money. Excuse me. You think you will be stump me with that lip sync dubbing comment? That's not gonna happen, P-Money. That's not gonna happen. Not with lip sync dubbing. Lip sync dubbing. Lip sync dubbing, people. Yes, indeed. Got him good. Got him good, man. Gotta do that every once in a while. All right, well, yeah, people, we appreciate you stopping by here. P-Money appreciate you as well. Stopping by the last time, keeping Bear company. I hope you enjoyed. The James Bond watch along here. We'll be doing another one here. It might take Bear a little bit of time. Man, that barely happened, man. That literally barely happened. Bear didn't even know he was doing a show Saturday until like that afternoon. So got it in there. So I hope you enjoyed it. We'll try and do the next one here, maybe in another month or so. Get it going here. It takes Bear a little bit to get going with it, but once we do, people seem to enjoy it. So we'll continue with the old James Bond. But you know what? If you're new here, number one, thank you. But we try and do this every Wednesday and Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern, unless Bear has, like the power go out or something crazy like that happens. So hopefully you'll come by, say hello to Bear, hang out, enjoy all the fun stuff that we have here. So I want to say thank you to P-Money and all of our Russian bots and lurkers. But you know what, people? All this talk about Red Lobster going out of business somehow has made Bear lip sync dubbing. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrr. Good night, everybody.